before anything, thank you so much, Quip, for 21 months. That is the legal age of drinking if you add a couple of months. I don't know how many months more you need to be able to drink. I started early. Don't be like me. Also, thank you very much, Azriel, for 38 months. You need 6 fewer months than that. You're now too old to drink. You've had too many months. You can't drink anymore. Also, streams have been very inconsistent because my career has been taking some very interesting twists and turns. Hey, Ozzy. Hey, Azriel. Quip. Duke. How's everyone doing? Coffee stream. Good chance to just talk. Probably not going to be very long. Probably only like half an hour, maybe a little more. Flint. Oh, almost, so close. Something keeps brushing up against my window. And, not really sure what it is. Hopefully it's good. You're still at the VA part. I see. Well, let's... Oh, I shouldn't have closed the music. Hang on. Let me know if the music's too loud or too quiet. I'm just gonna leave it there, and... let's talk. First of all, silver hair. Full silver. I used, Good Dye Young Metalhead. I used 2 bottles of it for hair this short, because silver dye is a nightmare. But I'm very happy with how this came out. You need to post your playlist publicly. I did that at some point a while back, but not like super, in like a super notable place. Maybe I should renew it, because I think I've added some songs or removed some songs. Welcome aboard, everyone. Hey, Graz. Thank you. I'm feeling hot. And not just because it went from being like 31 degrees to 90 in the past couple of days, which is terrifying. Look, if you want to celebrate Christmas early, fucking go for it. Who gives a shit? Like, people are gonna make fun of you on Twitter if you put up your Christmas tree in early November, but who cares? It's been a rough 2 years. It's been a rough life. Just fucking put up the Christmas tree. If you want. Or don't. That's fine. I didn't feel particularly Christmassy last year. I doubt I'll feel Christmassy this year either, but who knows? Maybe I'll do a Christmas photo shoot. Just don't use Twitter, problem solved. Oh, Ozzy, how I wish I could do that. Twitter is unfortunately very integral to my career, though. I need most online creators need a central social media platform to converse through, to bring together all of the other things they do, and for me, that's Twitter. For a lot of people, that's Twitter. For some people, it's Insta. For some people, God forbid, it's still Facebook. I mean, Insta's not much better yet. Oh, sorry, not Facebook. Meta. Jesus fuck. Thank you, Kraz, for 37 months. It's still Halloween in your heart. Well, you're a skeleton, aren't you? No. Fuck. Jesus, Layla. Okay, let's review. That's 10,000 bits, which is $100, I think? Or is that $10? No one's quite sure. Hey, Con, long time no see. I'm so proud of you. See how far you've come. Can't wait to see you go further. Can you wish the best in the future from your secret supporter in the shadows always? Thank you, Layla. I was worried about you. I'm glad you're doing all right. Listen, okay, Kraz, you're still a skeleton. You're still a skeleton, Kraz. Don't you worry about that. It is $100 reduced. Okay, well, there we are. Thank you so much, Layla. I'm glad to see you're doing all right. Okay, so wanted to talk about career. This helped a bit. So I had like a 2-month hiatus on videos, and no worries, Layla. Half of the reason for that is I gotta put the casing back on my guitar. I can hear it echoing. Sorry if there's like a tiny bit of echo. Whoa! Thank you very much. Gifting a subscription to Dr. DeCap. Thank you very much. Okay, So, I had like a 2-month hiatus from making videos. Half of the reason was just fucking, it's hard. It's hard and I'm tired. Everything is hard for everyone right now. The other half is that I'm making a game. Most of you probably already know this from my Twitter, but I am making a video game. I am making a game called We Will Not See Heaven. It is a dating sim. It is currently over 100,000 words in, and a lot of art in, and a lot of code in. If I never have to look at Python again, it'll be too soon. Sorry, Dill. I'm not sure either. Oh, you finally got a Series X. Hell yeah. But, I'm just so fucking excited for you to meet these men that I've made. Oh my god. These characters are so fun to write for. This game has been such a delight to make. It's difficult. Making a games is fucking hard. Oh my god. Especially when you decide, like me, to be an idiot and make it all yourself. But I'm making a bunch of CGs for it. I made all the character sprites. Like, the whole common route of the game is done, playable, done. I'm going to wait to... Thank you, Ray, for 420. Hang on, I don't have my weeds with me, but hold on, I have a water bottle here. I can make the noise list. That's what weed sounds like, I think. ASMR stream. I'm sorry. Man, my voice is too inconsistent for me to do ASMR. There'll be some days where I'll have like a really deep, raspy, like, low, and then other days where my low will be here and can't get any lower. I'm using RenPy, so it's a shell for Python, so it's not that bad, but I've had to relearn quite a bit of Python to get custom things in the game that I want working. But, yeah, it's gonna come out. My goal, this is tenuous, but my goal is to get the game out Valentine's Day 2022. That is the goal, February 14th. That is subject to change, obviously. It depends on if I hit a roadblock at any point. Right now, I am progressing smoothly. If I ever get writer's block, I can just go and make art instead. And if I ever feel like my art's not, like, I'm just not having a good day for drawing, I can get back to writing or coding. I'll probably put out a demo at some point before the game comes out. The reason I haven't yet is, even though the common route's fully done, I might decide to go back and change something, because, like, either I'll decide, actually, this character needs to have this trait, or this line of dialogue doesn't make sense with something I'm adding later, or I'll just choose for something that gets said at one point to be said later. So, like, I don't want to release that until I'm sure it is in its completed state in continuity with everything else that will be in the game. I don't want this to feel kit bashed together. I want it to feel like one contiguous narrative. It'll be $10. That's how much it'll cost. Drago, no worries. Take care. Glad to see you here. It is an 18+ game, Aussie. However, there will be a not safe for work toggle. I say there will be. There already is a not safe for work toggle. It took me a while to figure out how to get that working. But you can disable not safe for work content in the game. It will still be an 18+ game. A lot of swearing, violence, a lot of discussions of very mature content. But in terms of visuals and events that occur, you can disable seeing them. In case you don't feel comfortable for one reason or another, or if you're in a place, like, say, on a like semi-public computer or something, like a living room computer, like, you don't have to see the sex scenes. Yes, Drago! Happy birthday! Happy birthday! How old are you, anyhow? Finished Act 0 yesterday. Oh, wow. Did you start that a year and a half ago? Because that's how long it felt like it took me to finish that fucking game. 25. Oh, you're older than I am. Criminy. When I'm 25 or 624. No one's gonna get that reference. RenPy works on multi-platform too. Yes, I am attempting to be able to publish this game on on PC and Android. I'm going to attempt a simultaneous launch. No guarantees, because there are certain things that may not work in the Android version that I'll have to either take more time or maybe even hire somebody to help me get working. So, no promises, but I will do my best. Yeah, Renbai's good. It's just a good program. I'm 24. I'm 24, and my birthday's in July. How long has this game been in development? About 3 months now? It's been in conceptualization for like 4 months, and these characters have been around for years and years, but I'm finally putting them together into a game I wanted to make. Well, I say these characters. Tizian has been an OC of mine for a long time. Ibel, Simone, and Mel are all characters I came up with, but I imbued character traits from other characters I've made into them. PC, but ideally Android as well. It's gonna be on itch.io. If it does decently on itch.io, I'll bite the bullet and get everything working for a Steam version. But Steam is tricky to publish a game on, let alone an 18+ game. Not safe for work scenes will have to be just removed. Some of the dialogue will have to be changed because some of the dialogue goes hard. Well, if Austin was in the chat, it'd probably be him. But 24. I keep forgetting that I'm 24. It's wild. Renpai's really user friendly. I've gotten it working pretty well. No, Steam Greenlight shut down a while ago, like years off. But again, Steam has rules about content in a game that you're publishing. That's why if you get an 18+ visual novel on Steam, you'll usually, like, sometimes the developers will offer a free or a cheap DLC that re-adds in, like, not safe for work visuals. The rules have changed recently, but it's different from person to person. The rules for thee and not for me, if you feel that. You're 26 and mentally you're done. I feel that. Oh, thank you very much, Ken. For 27 months. Fuck yeah. You all are so fucking nice. Thank you. Speaking of not safe for work, yeah, if you follow me on Twitter, you know that I started OnlyFans, and that has been an adventure. You all have been very nice. People have been there, so thank you very much. I'm not going to talk that much about it because, you know, Twitch. But it has been something I've been thinking about doing for a long time. But, like, thank you for the birthday sub. Somebody should have gifted Drago a sub for their birthday. Come on. For his birthday, please. But, you know, in the same way that you grow up watching like sitcoms and shows on TV where or some of you, depends on how old you are, the idea of being gay or just not straight was like a punchline that got used a lot. Like, I feel like it's a similar thing with both sex work and things like OnlyFans, which is kind of like a gray area between like sex work and just being like an influencer. But it's there are certain perceptions that exist in my head I got from growing up. Evil Chief, Rick, thank you very much for 28. That is exactly the age to drink. Congratulations, you're the only one in chat who can drink. Everybody give it up. Everyone, Evil Chief can drink, and will, and must. But the point I'm trying to make is that there are certain biases in my head that if I directly address them, if I like say out loud the idea of like this kind of work is embarrassing or wrong or morally gray, that's obvious bullshit. Like, obviously it is. But the way those biases passively influence decision making is something that's really hard to unlearn, much in the same way that... No worries, Kraz. Take care. Thank you for swinging by. Flower, by the way, I meant to, Flower, you're new, right? Yes, I meant to welcome you. Sorry I didn't earlier. Got distracted. Welcome aboard. Quite a small flower. But in the same way that we're gonna get heavy here for a second. A lot of certain like capitalist-minded mentalities get drilled into you from an early age through school, and you just kind of assume it to be a default. And again, if you, well, Flower now has a subscription because of Quip, so thank you very much. That's brilliant. Thank you so kindly. But it's hard to unlearn the passive bias you get. And the same goes for things like OnlyFans or sex work, where in the case of specifically OnlyFans, a lot of famous content creators made it into a punchline, either in small ways. I'm guilty of this too. Like we'd make jokes about like doing like Pornhub streams in earlier streams, and now I look back on those and go like, was that a joke from a place of conceptually it would be funny to be doing just a gaming stream on something like Pornhub, or was it a joke of the idea of sex work is funny in and of itself? Because the former can work, the latter is just mean. But it's something you learn over time. And when I say big creators made a joke out of it, like the one main example that comes to mind is fucking Linus Tech Tips, who I used to watch all the time, and then I would fall off of because he would do some weird bullshit that was really weird and creepy, and then he got really into crypto, and I just totally gone now, not giving a shit, but still learned a lot about making computers from that channel. But I remember that he did, I think it was an April Fool's joke of starting an OnlyFans just to post pics of his like sock-covered sandaled feet. And it was a fun joke, haha, except this is the livelihood of actual creators that you're making light of. A lot of people who already have to put up with so much bullshit. And when you turn the idea of doing that at all, not even for a living, just in general, into a joke, it makes it harder in the mainstream for these people to be taken seriously. And, well, yeah, I mentioned that earlier, Flint. It's somewhere in between. Like it's a relatively old idea. It's just had different variations over the years, like the idea of like being like a pinup person, for instance. I just think like everything gets taken to an nth degree online because all of the world's content is available at a click. So if you want your content to be noticed, you have to go more extreme with it. So like the baseline of what is considered like lewd content has gotten a lot higher, and that's not a bad thing, that just is a thing. This is still awkward for me to talk about, and I think that's part of the point. It's just, it shouldn't be awkward for me to talk about. This is a largely, not universally, but largely shared adult human experience. And it is strange to be so squeamish about it, but I'm also afraid of Bezos knocking down my door and unplugging my computer. So, you know, we live in hell. I guess, except Patreon is actively eating itself, and OnlyFans does not allow VOR. It's the only rule on OnlyFans. You can't have VOR. The only rule, I checked. As well as all of the other rules that you should absolutely follow and pay attention to. I took a lot of what I learned from my payday videos and brought it into everything that I make. Video editing, pacing, script writing. It's interesting how much of that survived. even just the way that I explain things was altered by the years of making Payday content. And, like, I can still hear the kind of explainy tone that I have in my just normal speaking voice, when I'm, like, having a conversation. Character progression. The reason I'm using Renpai, by the way, is pretty much solely because... Thanks, Ozzy, it's hilarious. Solely because, my friend Jeff, Chi Zhu, who I interviewed, you can see that video on my YouTube channel, their game that they made at Skyra Works, Nightmare's Trip, was made in it, and they recommended it to me. I saw some other makers out there, but I didn't know which one would be best, but when I saw Renpai had a Python, was like a shell for Python, I decided, oh, Cloud doesn't want to be here. You're gonna make him do this.
It's time for Cloud to become internet famous.
Come on, Cloud.
Hey,
He's purring.
Hey, buddy.
He's such a big cat. My goodness. Oh, okay, yeah, put him down before he destroys you. Oh, his claw's stuck?
Yep.
There you go. He's so big.
I'll be back with lightning.
Thank you. What was I saying? Renpai. Yeah, when I saw it was a Python shell. When I was younger, I learned Python. I think it was Python 1 that I learned, the original. I learned in like Khan Academy classes when I was being homeschooled. It might have been Python 2. I don't know the timeline on that.
Here's lightning.
Lightning will let me hold her. Like this good void. A complete and utter void.
Such a cat.
This is Cloud's sister, Lightning. Void, baby. Entity of the void. It's not quite void. The room is well lit enough for it to see. Here you go.
I will take the girl.
Thank you.
Should I try to get Jungo?
Might as well. He's not gonna be here much longer.
Yeah. He'll be leaving in a week.
Does Connor have bigger hands than Austin? Fuck no. I have very long fingers, but I have small body except for length. I'm very tall. Yeah, so, Square, what's up? Whips and Blade, how you all doing? 42 months, you also are allowed to drink. Everybody, let's Square drink.
No.
Hi, Jungo.
No. Help me.
This one's gonna be moving soon, because, Alex is moving out, and he's taking Jungo with him.
I like how Jungo's trying his damnedest not
Don't
to
worry.
look at me.
Don't worry, Jungo's gonna still have a home. It's just, roommate and best friend Alex moving out. And taking
the Jung.
Taking Jung with him because Jungo has latched onto him, and I cannot imagine the two of them apart now.
Which is funny considering I named him.
Yeah, right?
And he hates me the most. Jungo, is it because I named you?
Yes, you finally can get water, Square. Congratulations. You put your throat inside of the pain box from Dune, and have been holding it there for 22 years. Thanko, thank you very much for coming. Take care. You got cat hair in my coffee, Jungo. God damn it. Here, Austin, take it. It's cashed at this point. Just dump the rest. Guess I'll drink water instead. But what was I saying? Renpai. Yeah, Alex is moving out. That's happening in less than a week, which is terrifying. But yeah, even Discord. Oh, hey, I want to talk about that for a second. Hey, so if you all don't know my opinion about crypto and NFTs at this point, you have not been keeping up with the Connor Shaw lore. It's a big pyramid scheme, folks, and it is killing the planet quickly. it's like individuals heard the meme and truth about like what 8 companies being responsible for over 90% of the pollution and global warming, and took that as a fucking challenge. So like the whole thing is just a big fucking it is being used for money laundering, but it is also being used to attempt to drag idiots into it. Like it's a twofold thing. It is a money laundering scheme that doubles as being seen as an investment opportunity to bring idiots into this fucking, I shouldn't say idiots, gullible people into this bullshit, thinking it's gonna be the next big thing, and it's fucking working, and it's terrifying. Like, there are some people who are just fucking idiots that fall for it. I think there are other people who, maybe because their friend group were people who got in on the ground floor of this bullshit, might not realize how bad it is, and, like, are just gullible. But the more people fall for it, the easier it is to get less gullible people to fall for it, because of sheer numbers. The more people you see involved in the thing, you have to think, well, surely people enjoy this. Surely this is something people are making money off of, or is good. It's not, folks. It's all bullshit. And it's killing the planet. It takes a fuck ton of electricity. This is a large part of my game is frustration at a handful of companies being responsible for the like active destruction of the planet. But it's weird because I'm hoping that by February, when a game will hopefully come out, people will realize that NFTs are fucking nothing. It's money laundering. It's bullshit. So I won't have any commentary about the concept of it, like an analogous concept for it in my game. But I want to talk about it. But if I talk about it and write it in the game now, and then by February nobody gives a shit about this anymore, then what? Then it's dated commentary. Like it's dated before it comes out. I talked about this a lot last coffee stream, so I'm not gonna harp on it for too much longer. But I'm glad chat's in solidarity with me on that, though. But why did I bring that up originally? Backing up. Planet dying, everything sucks. Oh, money. That was the original reason I brought it up. Part of the reason going way back to the point I had at the beginning of the stream before I got interrupted, part of the reason I didn't make videos for a while is because all of the videos I was posting, which would take like weeks of effort, working like day in, day out, to not make any money. And I didn't start YouTube for the money. But I also cannot justify doing it full time in lieu of something that I could do to make fucking rent. Because that's the key thing. People see the idea of like YouTubers getting out of the game because they're not making enough money and assume they're greedy. And that's true of some people, sure, but a lot of us are just trying to fucking get by. I didn't quit my job to become a YouTuber. I got into it, it took off without me really intending it to, and then I committed to it. Because I don't have the physical health to work most retail jobs. I worked in a library for a couple of years, and that nearly killed me. And the library is like one of the chillest places you can work. So like, I am an online content creator. This is what I know. This is what I do, and I'm fucking good at it. I would have thought myself full of myself, but I am good at editing videos. I am good at writing scripts. I'm good at this. And I want to do this for a living. I want to keep doing this for a living. But I have to be realistic as well, which is why Drago, take care, enjoy. enjoy your birthday even if you're working. Sorry that you're working on your birthday. That blows. But what was I saying? Working, money. Yeah, like I have to be realistic. I have to do things that make me enough money to pay rent, to pay bills, to pay medical bills. I have to think this through clearly. So I still want to make videos, but if those videos aren't getting enough views and making enough money, then I can't keep putting in the amount of effort I have been to make them, at least not as frequently. I don't want to just put out bullshit low quality content, because then I think that hurts the rest of the content. It brings everything down with it. But like that, I used to make filler content. I back in the Payday days, I had the bite size that were like little stream highlights that I verbatim referred to them as filler content. It was crossing the gap, make a little extra money, maintain a little relevancy between uploads before the next thing that I actually put effort into. I don't want to make filler content. I want everything I put out there to be something I'm at least decently proud of. And yeah, I uploaded stream highlights, and those also took a lot of effort to make and didn't get a lot of attention. And also, I don't think my streams are very highlightable in general. I think a lot of my streams work better as just the VOD, the continuous stream. It was the Sonic Forces one where I realized, like, so much of this is only funny in context. I can't keep doing this. Yeah, and I don't have the physical health for streaming to be my main thing either. I thought it was going to be for a while, but then I tried doing like daily streams, and it was killing me. I have Crohn's disease. I have chronic pain. I have bad insomnia. I have migraines all the time. I cannot make things consistently. So instead, I'm just trying to inconsistently make more things that I'm happy with. So it'll mean that every now and again a video will go up that I'm happy with, and every now and again when I'm feeling up to it, I'll stream. Every now and again, I'll draw something that I'm happy with. I can keep doing OnlyFans because that's like takes like an hour or so to do a photo shoot, to put on makeup and get an outfit ready and everything, get everything prepared for that. And I can manage that like a couple times a week, but I can't like put in hours and hours and hours consistently for inconsistent income. The fact that I can theoretically do this job, is also the reason I couldn't get on something like disability, at least not in the US. So, like my sister, you know, all know Marina, who is by every metric worthy of being on disability, has not been able to get on it. And if she can't, there's no way I could. So this is where I'm left, is making videos whenever I can, that will get as many views as they get. I'll get some money from it. Streaming whenever I can, will get as many views as I can, get some donations from that, which I deeply appreciate. I'm going to keep making OnlyFans content, which has actually been doing pretty decently, and I would like to thank you all for that. And I will keep working on this game, which will hopefully come out in February, and hopefully it does well. Even if I made like a good burst of semi-consistent income from it, that wouldn't last unless the game like really took off, but I doubt that. Hey speedrunner, welcome aboard. So we will see what happens. I am juggling a lot of plates right now, but they are easy plates to juggle. They are handleable plates. What I was doing before was, that is the phrase, right? Juggling plates, balancing plates, whatever. The plates I was balancing before were too big for me to balancing as many as I was. I could not be a full-time streamer and a full-time YouTuber and an artist. I could not. Spinning plates, that's the phrase. Thank you, Azrael. I could not spin that many plates that that were that large. But doing YouTube, doing a good amount of YouTube, not as my main thing, but as a main thing, streaming when I can, drawing when I can, working on a game, and OnlyFans, I can do that. It seems like a lot of things, and it is a lot of things, but they are all things that I can set down when I need to. Some of the things are easier to work on than others. Some of the things make more consistent revenue than others. And if I want to keep making rent and keep living, I will have to maintain a base level of stuff that I make online. I tried for a while to get a job writing, like writing articles at somewhere like PC Gamer or Polygon, something like that. And I still wouldn't mind if I got a job like being a video producer or a writer somewhere like that. But the more I think about it, the more I'm not sure I would be able to do that. If I did, I would have to put everything else I'm doing on hold, and I don't want to do that. This game is passion. I am excited about this game. I want people to see it. I want people to play it. I want people to read what I've written. And I don't want to have to put that on the back burner just to live. So what I'm doing now is the best I'll be able to do. The good news is that this content is persistent. Things that I put out are persistent. The videos continue to exist. A lot of them are evergreen. Not all of them, but a lot of them can continue to be watched years on and still maintain relevancy. Pictures will obviously still be there. Even if you don't want them to be, they'll still be there. Stream VODs continue to exist. And the game will continue to be available once it's ready. So even if I have to stop doing those things, all the things I have done before will continue to exist. Even things I'm not necessarily like still proud of to this day. Like there's a lot of the Payday videos that I'm like, ugh, really? But they're still available. Not all of them. There were certain ones I delisted because either there were guests on them who are people I would rather not be associated with anymore, or they are like so outdated and irrelevant at this point that nobody would give a shit about watching them. But like I have a playlist on my channel of all the old Payday videos if you want to go back and watch those. I'm doing a lot. I'm doing a lot, and I'm trying to maintain it. I will see how long I can go before the candle burns out. But I am maintaining it. That VA in my name is now standing for very active. I am doing so many things. I'm doing so many things, but none of them really consistently. I want to get back to to some kind of level of consistency. For some things, like not I couldn't promise like daily streams or anything like that. God forbid. I can't imagine having time or the physical well-being in my life to do daily streams again. But what would you all want to see streamed coming up? The things I've got like on the back burner right now is Austin and I want to blast through Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. It's just like a fun, chill game to talk over. Cool, like arcade-style beat 'em up game. There's the Mass Effect series that we want to go through at some point, but obviously that's a fucking commitment that is long. And then, of course, there's the Edgeworth investigation games that we are going to do at some point. I have those set up. It's just a matter of all of the people involved having time and physical well-being to actually do it. Dishonored, I don't know. I have a problem with games like Dishonored. It was the same problem I had with the Hitman streams, where I'm too much of a perfectionist. I will keep resetting, keep reloading to do everything right, and that doesn't make good stream content. Replay Bird Law. This time, everyone's actors switch one to the left. I now voice Maya. Austin is Phoenix and Marina's Edgeworth. Holy shit, actually. Bad games. Bad games were harshing my vibe, man. They were like streaming bad games. It's the same reason I stopped like actively making videos about bad games, because I mean that gets more attention, but I just feel gross afterwards. I want to put stuff out there that makes people feel at least marginally better about themselves and about the world. I don't want what I put out to make people feel worse, or to make people feel happy to spite something benignly bad. Like, it's one thing to be actively against people or things that are actively dangerous. It's another thing to take all of the accumulated work that a lot of people made that was hampered by lack of time or by executive decision, and then make fun of it, and by proxy the people who worked on it. It's worth discussing certain cultural touchstone games that were bad for one reason or another, because I think it furthers the betterment of gaming to have those discussions, even if it's just in like the small part of the small corner of the net that I'm on. But picking apart a bad game just because it's bad, it's like my Metal Gear Survive video. Like that video is basically just a rant, and I'm not super chill with that. Yeah, and Metal Gear Solid 2 got and 3 got removed from stores recently. Did it? We own a physical copy of Metal Gear Solid HD collection. That has 2, 3, and all that, but that's on Xbox One, and our Xbox One is kaput right now. Tetris Effect is good. Recommended. I actually had to get rid of my Game Pass subscription because I just can't afford the monthly charges. I have to budget, drink cheaper coffee, buy fewer games. I gotta be careful. Even money that I make on these platforms, I don't get until later. Like what Layla did, the $100 in bits is remarkable. It is extremely good, and I'm extremely grateful for it. But it's not going to be able to go to rent this month. I have to wait until next month. And this is not me saying that I need people to donate. That is not what that is. I'm doing fine because of all of the plates that I'm spinning. I'm doing fine because of that, and I think that's the way it should be, is that as long as I keep putting in the effort, people will stick around and either passively help me, or for the generous people who directly help me, keep it going, keep it coming. But I do have to consider, like, even on something like OnlyFans, there's a 7-day delay on that money, and then a 3-day transfer period. So there, like, that is the shortest delay that I have on income other than direct donations. Thank you very much, Quip, for gifting a subscription to Mumbly. You didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it. There's like, well, I mean, if I could redistribute wealth, I would, but there's certain shit. I've held this mentality for a long time, that life isn't worth living if you aren't willing to be a little bit stupid and splurge a little bit. Like, if you're just making it by, but you have the ability to be doing more, that's like not chill. And that's also, I think that conversely holds for if there are people who are only able to just make it by. It is the responsibility of people who have more than they need to help those people so that everybody can have a good time. Everybody can enjoy being alive on this planet. I like the bullshit of like, don't give money to panhandlers because they'll keep coming back. Like, fucking, because they're homeless. They don't have any money. They have not been given the opportunity to try and turn their life into something other than just living, and they deserve to have that chance. And in the interim, they deserve to have as much help as they can to get back on their feet. And the same goes for like cases of people who are like housed, but also, you know, struggling for one reason or another. Like, there are times when I'm pretty bad off for one reason or another, and people online are extremely kind and help me get by. The time I was gonna get evicted if I didn't come up with rent day of, and you all banded together and helped pay my rent, was fucking incredible. And I still blown away by it. But I think it is then, in turn, my responsibility to bring a little bit of that kindness back into the world, either to the people directly who helped me or just to anyone who needs it. But the point of this being that when there are times when I'm financially more solvent than others, I try to set aside money for savings. My medical bills make that difficult. I'll end up spending money on things that make me happy that are fucking dumb. And is it smart? No, it's not. Does it make me happy? Sure it does. Did I need to get an Android of Alba from Dramatical Murder or one of Snake? No, I didn't. I didn't need these. But do they make me happy? Yes. Having them right there makes me happy. And they will continue to be extant even when things take a turn for the worse. And if I was a much more financially responsible person, I would take the money that I use to buy records or to buy figurines that make me happy, and I would just save it instead. I would put in savings, save it for a rainy day. But then I would also be sitting in an office that is bland and bleak and hopeless looking, just fucking surviving. And I don't want to do that. I don't think anyone should have to do that, although that is how society has deemed it to be. Quip, you do not need to give money. The important thing is not to do it when you're desperate. There's that old saying about, is it biblical? The saying of like, giving your last penny to someone who's homeless is far more impactful than a rich person giving $100 to them. And there's some truth in that, but the reality of the matter is the point is to share. The point is to make sure everyone is doing as well as they can. And that means proportionally, people who have a lot more money should be giving a lot more. Everyone has their thing. Everyone has their thing that makes them happy, that they spend money on even though they shouldn't. And it's fine. For some people it's worse than others. Things like booze or some drugs. It may be something that you need to look into. That's not to say that if you use drugs or if you drink, you're a bad person or you're wasting money. That's bullshit. But, there are certain things that may be harmful, and there are also certain amounts of money to spend on things that may be ridiculous. I do not need the $400 shirtless Kurama figurine from Yu Yu Hakusho. Do I want it? Absolutely I do. Am I going to spend $400 to get it? Fuck no, I'm not. But I will spend $40 on a cheaper figurine that makes me happy. It's all about moderation. It's all about knowing where and when to be fiscally irresponsible in turn for happiness, or in turn for other people's happiness. Junk food, that's fine. Seeing other people be happy, giving out empathy as currency is also fine, as long as you aren't, sacrificing yourself to do it. That's when it becomes a problem. This has gotten deeply depressing. All of these streams get so deeply depressing. I mean, I had the same fucking issue when I was a kid too. It can turn into an addiction if you're not careful. I got addicted to buying TF2 items. I spent thousands of dollars over the course of years and years and years, probably 10 plus years on TF2 stuff. And I made a lot of that money back also because I would sell things, but there's no way to really know how much that balanced out, because a lot of that money ended up becoming alternate value in things like games. And I still play Counter-Strike, and I think I still want to play Counter-Strike. I haven't recently because wrists, but I bought that with money that I got from TF2. So some of it balances out. Others are just money lost to the void. But I had a good time doing it. Is it a bad thing that I spent as much as I did on TF2? Fuck yeah, it is. Do I regret it? A little bit. But I also think it's lessons learned, and also it's in the past and I can't change it. But the teachable moment there is don't let the small passions that the small, like, the collectibles or the food that you buy that you don't need, or the little things that you do that you don't technically need to do but make you happy, as long as you don't let them start to hurt you, then you're good. I've been meaning to play Metroid Dread. I'll get to that at some point. I've got so much shit I gotta get to, though. What is the last game I played just for fun? I'm playing Lost Judgment with Marina, and that's fun. That's a good time. Austin and I yesterday played Ultimate Alliance just to chill, and that was nice. Yeah, like, there is a matter of keeping things in check. What was that change to YouTube you're talking about, Speedrunner? I know that they're getting rid of the ability, or I think they're testing getting rid of the ability to see dislikes on other people's videos. You can still see them on your own, but they will not be public, which I think is a crock of shit to do that. I think it is going to allow a lot of disinformation to spread more easily, because seeing something have a fuck ton of dislikes was a quick way to fire off warning signs in someone's head. Doesn't necessarily mean it should be like, yeah, okay, that is what you're talking about. Doesn't mean it should be like a one-to-one thing. Like, if a video has a lot of dislikes, therefore the information in it is bad. I still think Doom Eternal is a bullshit game, and that video has a fuck ton of dislikes. But it reminds the user to be wary. It adds a layer of caution to the content there, and getting rid of that public information is, I think, a disservice to the platform. Yeah, the argument they're using, as far as I know, is one, it's mean, but also two, people were making, like, purposefully controversial content for engagement, and getting rid of dislikes gets rid of the incentive to do that. I would argue you should not have made dislikes count as engagement in the first fucking place then. That was you. That was your platform that you chose to do that with. Take care. Take care, Ken. Thank you very much. Star rate, and I don't think star ratings are good for a public platform rating, or if they are, like, the problem is people are inherently disbelieving of anything that is 5 stars, and there are a lot of people, this is not true of everybody, but there are a lot of people who are very all or nothing about things. Either the thing is good or the thing is bad. That's why thumbs up, thumbs down works. But there are plenty of people out there who would like to give, like, mid reviews to things, and bless those people. But I think it would not get used enough, and it would end up averaging with everything being at, like, 3.5 stars. I think forcing someone to think more critically if the thing is good or bad for the purpose of a public review platform or for something like a YouTube video, I think is fair enough. Probably gonna head off soon. I'm getting exhausted. Not to mention it's pretty hot today and these lights are killing me. I have been through a lot of different 8 out of 10 is terrible mentality. Yeah, Jesus. I've been through a lot of different phases in creation in content creation that I either regret or I am proud of. But I think, Kraz, take care. I'm ending the stream too soon. So, peace. Everything I do is learning. Even if a video flops, I learn something new from making it. whether it be what content people are interested in, or faster or better ways to edit, or things I can do to streamline the process altogether. Things like that. Every time I draw a piece, even if the piece doesn't get a lot of engagement, or if I'm not personally happy with it, I think I do get a little better at drawing. It's practice, practice, practice. Every time I stream, I get a little better at getting everything set up and talking a little more. I mean, I feel like I was able to talk a lot more consistently this time around. And I think I also just had a lot more to say this time. But, I get a little better at the thing every time I do it. And these things are cumulative. The more I do something, the better I get at it. And if the end goal of life is to have a career, that is a bullshit life to live. I think the end goal of life should be to be happy and to make as many other people as happy as you can. That is how I feel about it. You may feel different. And if my videos, if my art, if my game makes people happy, I'll feel accomplished. And if it takes a while to get to a point where I can make more people happy by having to learn more or having to try and fail a bunch of times, then so be it. Take care, bud. Thank you. Thank you, Whip. We're all learning. It's all cumulative. One day, when I am dust, when we all die, I can only hope that the things I put into the world outlive me, and that the memories of the things that I did are good ones, are ones that make people remember fondly. And until that point, I'm gonna keep trying. I think it's a very... What is the opposite of cynical? A very broad view of life. But it is the one I've had for a while. The crime in that series of British will live forever. If that's my legacy, so fucking be it. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for donating and subscribing and supporting and just being here through this fucking journey. Optimism. That's a very optimistic view of it. That's what I was trying to think of. Thank you, Square. No, saying the opposite of cynical is naive, I think, is in and of itself cynical, but maybe grammatically that's correct. But I like to think that as I get older, I'm getting more optimistic. I won't pretend. We're just ending the stream, bud. Sorry. But I like to think that I feel very doomery about a lot of things about the climate and the planet. But I like to hold out a hope that people are just a little bit kinder than that on average. Maybe I'll be proven wrong, and if so, I'll still die optimistic. Thank you all so much for watching. Please take care of yourselves, take care of your friends, your loved ones. I'll try to stream again soon, and take it easy.